Wales over Australia. It ended up pretty close, 29 points to 25. A proper game of two halves was this game. Welsh fans were sitting pretty at halftime. A team that really came out of the blocks on fire. A bit worrying for the Wallabies, but second half performance, yeah, they really came back good. So not much between them in the end. 29 points to 25, as I say. In all likelihood now, Wales top that pool. And the Wallabies go through second. Still a few games to go. No one's going to count those chickens, but in all likelihood, that's how it's going to be. This is up a little bit late. Sorry, I'm sorry, guys. As I got ready for this video, I managed to accidentally wake up my 1-year-old daughter, and I guess she was excited about the news as well because she didn't want to go back to sleep after I woke her up. So, yeah, it is 11:40 p.m. here in New Zealand. But anyway. The game starts off flying for Wales. Before anything's really happened, I mean, Wales get a turnover and kick a drop goal straight away. Statement of intent from Wales, 3-0. It's helter-skelter. Wales are on attack. The Australian defence is managing to hold. But eventually, 12 minutes, 13, Parks manages to take a cross kick from Bigger. And it's an awesome try. It's just absolutely awesome. It makes it 10 points to 0. Game on for Wales. They're looking the business. It's kind of like that Georgia game where they just from the kickoff just looked absolutely sharp. 16 minutes. Bigger attempts a drop goal, but he misses it. There's a late shot by Hooper. Gives away a penalty only. Wales fans will say that probably should have been a yellow card. But the TMO has a look, says Hooper wrapped his arms, and nothing doing there. So maybe that one's a wee bit lucky for the Aussies. 20 minutes, Karevi gets a line break. Foley goes for a cross kick. AAC is the guy who takes it. That's Adam Ashley Cooper. Forgive me, double-barreled surnames on the board for the Aussies this week. So Adam Ashley Cooper, he cuts back inside. Scores the try. It's a good effort. Bernard Foley misses a fairly easy conversion, but still pressure kick. So it's 5 points to 10. The Aussies back in the game. Wales put a lot of pressure, but then eventually the Aussies hit back. Karevi's on a run. He runs into. Was it Patchell? No, he runs into Bigger. He runs into Patchell later. Bigger goes off for an HIA. Doesn't come back on. So it's relatively early. Wales have not been having good luck of late. Anscombe first and now Bigger with the HIA. Hopefully he's all good. I haven't heard the press stuff following up. I guess we'll find out tomorrow how he goes with the protocols. But yeah, the Aussies knock it on anyway. But yeah, unfortunate for Wales that Bigger goes off. But fortunately, Patchell is a very capable replacement and he proves himself to be very quick off the mark in this game. 28 minutes, Foley kicks a penalty to make it 8 points to 10. But then Patrick kicks a penalty within moments of coming on, really. And it's 13 points to 8. Ben Skeen, who's not my favourite TMO. He is a Kiwi, but on 35 minutes, he stops play for Karevi on Patchell. This is the second one with Karevi running at a Welsh playmaker. He says that he initially tucked his arms, hit him in the chest, and then it kind of rode up. I thought it was a bit soft. I mean, I guess, as some guy said in the live stream, if you're going to lead with your forearms, you're asking for trouble. But I guess if Australia got lucky with the Hooper one, they got maybe a wee bit unlucky with the Karevi one. But it's a penalty either way, and Patchell slots that one. So it's an off the post, but it's over. 16 points to 8, and then 37 minutes. Gareth Davis, who was an absolute live wire at times, he seemed to be reading the Aussie plays like a book. He intercepts Guinea's pass, goes in for a try. It's converted 23 points to 8 at halftime. Wales looking well in control. Halftime run meters were pretty even, 226, 261 to Wales with the edge. Possession was pretty much 50-50. Territory, 61% Wales. They were bossing the first half. Penalties conceded was 5 to Australia, 2 to Wales. So again, bossing the first half for Wales. Tackling percentages, 84% for Australia, 79% for Wales. But again, Wales didn't have to do that much defending. So one missed tackle counted for a wee bit more. Second half, again, Wales get underway quickly. Drop goal to Patchell. It's on 44 minutes, so 26 points to 8. At that point, it's kind of looking almost game over. But Tamua comes on, and I think he really makes a difference for Australia. He sets up Dan Halipeti for a try, so there's another double-barreled surname on the board. It's 26-13, so Australia back within 2 scores. 52 minutes, Australia go 10-plus phases. The TMO has a look at Adams this time for a tackle on Nasarani, kind of like the Karevi thing. They give it as a penalty only. They go about 7 meters out to the Wallabies from there, and they knock it on. So nothing doing. 54 minutes, Wales have a scrum. Davis, Gareth Davis, who was a bit of a live wire, off the back of the scrum, he runs it. Hooper smashes him. So it goes from the Welsh guys making the good reads to the Aussie guys starting to make the good reads in that second half. 57 minutes, the Aussies do a maul. They get advantage. They do a cross kick. It's too big. Doesn't quite pay off, but you can see they're kind of inching closer with the momentum. And then 61 minutes, Hooper does get a try. They've gone for a few mauls at this point, like advantages, penalties, and a lot of phases. 26 points to 22. It's close. And then 66 minutes, Australia win a scrum penalty. They take the 3. It's 26-25. So there's a point in it with about 15 minutes to go. 70 minutes, though, Wales do kind of get the ball back down the Aussie end. There's a cross kick for North, but he knocks it on. They did have advantage, so they kick a penalty to make it 29-25. That's a familiar looking scoreline. That's how it finishes. It was a pressure kick, and boy, did he do well for that one. 76 minutes. Tamua has a penalty after the Aussies won a penalty. He kicks for touch, and I think it's Thomas Williams manages to keep it in, a miracle ball. Like Tamua's trying to chew off as many meters as he can. Doesn't get it done. Thomas Williams, miracle, keeps it back in, and that is possibly a game-saving play right there in itself. But yeah, that's basically the way the game ends. Yeah, Wales get the win, man. Crazy game. Totally game of two halves. Like, it's such a cliche, but it is just such an apt description of this game. The stats finished pretty good for Australia, except for that one on the board. 550 run meters to 341. Halftime, what was it? 226 to 261. So really, Australia lifted in that second half. It's clear there. Possession ended up 63% for Australia overall and 63% territory. But if you look at the second half stats, Australia was 76% possession in the second half and 82% territory. So they really bossed it. You got to give credit to the Welsh defence for not conceding more points, basically, when they were under that kind of pressure. How the weather affected the Northern Hemisphere guys is a question. It's kind of been raised in that Ireland-Japan game as well. Second half, the team kind of seemed less effective than in the first half. Maybe Wales were the same here. I'm not sure. I guess time will tell on that one as to how teams adapt. Tackling percentages, both teams ended up with 84%, which is a very solid number. But look at the number of tackles. Australia made 80. Wales made 153. That is an absolute workload. Penalties conceded was 7 and 8 for Australia and Wales respectively, so pretty even overall. Individuals, Dane Halipeti had 109 run meters, 4 defenders beaten. Karevi beat 6 defenders. He was doing that thing that he does best. But Gareth Davis led the way with run meters with 112, partly that intercept, which chewed up a few. Two clean breaks, 3 defenders beaten. Alan Wynne-Jones, 23 out of 26 tackles. He missed 3, but he made 23. The next best was Tipperick with 17. That shows you the effort that guy puts in. He really leads from the front. Rory Arnold, so it was a lock day apparently for tackling. He led the way for the Aussies with 11 from 11. But remember, the team made a lot fewer than Wales. But yeah, congratulations to Wales. Good win. Great first half. Held in the second half, just did enough. Patchell came on and really earned his stripes as well. The Australians, good on them for not giving up, for really doing whatever Checker said at halftime. He must have put a bee in their bonnet because they were a different team in the second half. But both these teams, I think, will be a threat going forward. So we'll see how things play out with the rest of the games in the pool. But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts on this one. How did you think it went? How do you think these teams will finish up in the pool? Is it pretty much just a foregone conclusion that it's Wales 1, Australia 2? But yeah, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.